This town is all about family life, just clean living, which all sounds kind of trite really, but it really is. It's almost a step back, from kind of the busy world that, we find ourselves in today. People like being together. We have some great events in town, and it just brings the whole community together, and the community is just a lot of wonderful people. If it wasn't for the railroad, there wouldn't be a Cohutta, and that's what's so neat about the railroad. The town was established about 1886, and it was because of the railroad. And there were some other smaller communities kind of around in the area, and it brought two railroads together, and one from Chattanooga, one from Cleveland, Tennessee. And it brought that together, and when those two railroads came together in Cohutta, people realized that, hey, this will be a hub for business activity, and of course the area has always been a real big agricultural area, and so things started happening and trade, and so it's really the fabric that brought the whole community together was the railroad, and of course today it's still a vibrant part of our community. People come out and they love to watch the train. The ice cream store, which opened up about a year ago, is almost right next to the railroad track. So they have tables out there. People have some ice cream after they've eaten at the grill in Cohutta, and they have ice cream and they sit out there and watch the train come by. And there's some kind of people that are railroad experts around here, and so they know the people that are the engineers in the train, and they know the train numbers and so on and so forth. So you kind of get an education too. So it's it's a little bit of a double whammy thing. So it's neat, and people love the railroad. So
I'm Ed Painter. I'm a resident of Cohutta. I've been here about 5 years. What we're going to talk about today is the working in conjunction with the town to create a rail park and model railroad club here in Cohutta, in this location where we're at right now, right on Norfolk Southern's main line. Rail parks are locations, a park located on the railroad that allows people to come and watch trains in a safe and nice environment. They benefit people locally, and they also draw people from other locations. There are numerous rail parks in the United States that economically benefit the town and draw good people to come see things in Cohutta. There's a significant amount of property here too. There's treed areas and whatnot. This middle area of the property, the town for years, going way back, has stored inoperable equipment, junk, and things like that. It's an area that could be improved definitely for a lot of reasons. There's also a pair of double-wide trailers back here that were used for training at one point. They actually were old classroom photos from a high school or grade school. Anyway, they can be made into a location to put our model railroad club that would be very, very good.
We want to create something unique, something of almost, I would say, a museum quality. We want to create something that Cohutta could be proud of. And combined with the rail fan park, I think Cohutta would have a unique attraction that I'm not aware of as anywhere else in the Southeast. Combined with what Cohutta is doing as far as growth, the Red Wolf, the ice cream shop, we believe that that can help fuel growth for those businesses and help promote new businesses to the area.
Well, Cohutta is going through a revitalization right now in terms of businesses downtown, renovation of buildings. So this park would tie right into that, because it would provide opportunities for local families and whatnot to have picnics, to play on swing sets, to watch trains, and would also be something that would draw people from other places to Cohutta, which would help with the businesses downtown, the commercial aspect of what's going on in downtown Cohutta. What we want to do is clean the whole place up, make it very nice aesthetically. We want things like picnic tables, maybe some fireplace things where people could barbecue. We want a pavilion put in. You can't see directly here, but there's a concrete pad over here that is a little bit higher level than the railroad itself. So on the edge of that we can put handrails, and behind that we can put a pavilion. And we want to also make certain that the view for both north and south directions, that we've cleared enough trees away that we have nice clean shots without having to get too close to the tracks, that type of thing. So, and the vision is the park itself would be pretty much a combination between a foundation and the town. And the Model Railroad Club in a similar thing, but two separate entities, because there's a significant difference to a Model Railroad Club and a rail park. We've already got a couple of different clubs here in the Chattanooga area. We've got the Chattanooga Modular Modelers, and we've also have got a Model Railroad Club that's out at the Tennessee Valley Railway Museum working in conjunction with the museum. These railroad clubs tend to be more older type things, not modern, current today railroad related stuff. The one at the museum is the Southern Railway back in the 60s, 70s, the C&O and TP. The Modular Club is a hodgepodge of what people want to do and bring. This club that we're going to found here is going to be based on current railroad things or operations, starting at 2000 to current. And it will provide people the opportunity to run locomotives and trains like you see go by here on Norfolk Southern or very close by on CSX in Ringgold and whatnot. So this provides an opportunity for younger people that may not have the interest in older things to really come out and excel at model railroading and become interested, because it's things they see every day and understand and like.
If you really want to recruit youth, you need to model something that they see every day. There's a magic and mystique with the railroad, and we wanted to share the experiences and the rewards that the hobby has given to us. We just really wanted to give back. I think young men especially, they need strong mentorship in their lives, and I think model railroading is something that can really dot that I. Looking at Cohutta, Georgia, for the Model Railroad Club, it's great because it's kind of equidistance between Dalton, Chattanooga, Cleveland. So there's that draw from those communities. And the Railroad Club itself, I mean, we want to be good stewards. We want to be a neighbor that the community can be proud of.
The park will be named the Junction at Cohutta because two rail lines come together here, one that goes to Chattanooga and the one that goes to Cleveland and on to Knoxville and Bristol, Virginia. So that's a key thing, and it goes back to the founding of Cohutta and a variety of things like that. So here at the park, we'll have two entities. We'll have the park, which will be a separate foundation. That'll deal with the grounds, the pavilions, the various things to watch trains, and the second entity will be the Model Railroad Club itself. These will both be 501c3s. We've already created a 501c3 for the Model Railroad Club. We have a group of things we've got to do, obviously, to do the same thing with the park. We also will have to put in place agreements between the town, and when I say agreements, virtually a legal binding document that'll define the relationship between the town and the foundation relative to the park, and likewise a separate agreement between the Model Railroad Club and the town to govern that also. There'll be a joint steering committee created to coordinate the activities between both the Model Railroad Club and the park. These organizations will be a combination of model railroaders, railroad interested people, local people within the town government. We want to create something here that is structured in a way that can endure for a sustained period of time. This park takes almost a liability, a very ugly piece of property, and a lot of it in the town of Cohutta, turns into an aesthetically very pleasing place that families can bring their children, have cookouts, watch trains go by, people from outside Cohutta, and I think it truly aligns with the thought process and the statement that there ain't no place like Cohutta, and when people come here and visit, they'll discover that for themselves.